So Math 7, quiz number 3, one-step equations. Let's go over some of the answers here. Actually, let's go over all of them. So question number 1, you're looking at -1 minus 7. This can simply be written as -1 minus 7, or -1 plus -7. Two negatives. There's no multiplication here. I know people got confused with parenthesis here. There's no multiplication. It's just subtraction. In this case, two negatives give you even a lesser negative, so the answer is -8. Okay, so I'm going to put -8 in here, and that's your answer. All right. Next one, question number 2. 3 times -7 is simply a multiplication of two numbers. One is positive, one is negative. So remember our sleepy man here. So if it's a positive and a negative, you simply cover it up. So your answer is going to be a negative. 7 times 3 is 21. Question 3. 2b minus 2b minus 2 plus 3 plus 3b. Well, let's find out what it is. Combining like terms. I know that 3b and minus 2b are alike, and also minus 2 and positive 3 are also alike. So you want to combine whichever ones are alike. So in this case, in green, I'm going to put minus 2b plus 3b equals how much? Minus 2 plus 3 equals just 1b, or simply b. In red, you're going to write down minus 2 plus 3. I underline this 2 with red. So that is just 1, positive 1. So the answer is b plus 1. In some cases, you guys could write down or 1 plus b. Both of those are correct, but I would prefer a variable to be first. So b plus 1 is going to be your best bet. Question number 4. Minus 2, so this minus 2 needs to be multiplied into this parenthesis. Notice if there's no sign between the number and the parenthesis, it's always a multiplication. So minus 2 times x is a minus 2x. Minus 2 times positive 1 is a, again, negative 2. Again, you can refer to our friend, Sleepy Man. Minus times a positive is a negative. So that's the answer. So I'm going to write it in red here. Negative 2x minus 2. If you swap places, minus 2 and minus 2x, it's okay. It just grammatically doesn't sound right. So you always want to have a term with a variable first. Number 5. 37 equals p plus 18. Here we have a table. I do it with a table, do and undo. So question is, what happened to p? So you can cover up the p, or you can actually cover up the other side. So what happened to p? What did you do to p? You added 18. How do you undo? You subtract 18, the opposite of that. So basically here we need to subtract 18 from both sides. These two are gone, so you're looking at your answer is just equals p. And now 37 minus 18, that's a simple calculation, right? 37 minus 18 equals 19. 19 equals p, or p equals 19. And I'm going to box this out since I didn't have enough designated space for the answer. Right there. Okay, you can use a calculator to check, you can use photomath to check, all that kind of stuff. Okay, moving on to question 6. R minus 15 equals negative 12. Again, I'm going to use this table, the do/undo table. You don't have to use it. I do it just so I could stay consistent. And by the way, you will not need to use that table when you go to 8th grade or so. Now, what happened to R. You can close everything else. You just tell me what happened to R. R minus 15. You need to decide with the variable, right? So you subtracted 15 from R. Guess what? To undo it, you add 15 to both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and add 15 to this side. Add 15 to this side. And you're looking at these two are gone, the 15. So you get R equals, and minus 12 plus 15. Again, it's the same thing as 15 minus 12. The answer is positive 3. R equals positive 3. So keep that in mind. A lot of people got this as a negative. It's a positive 3. Now, n over 3 equals negative 5. Here is a thing. Also, I'm going to use a table here. I'm looking for a good place to put a table. Do and undo. So I got some marker on the table. Please don't tell my wife that. Okay. She has no idea I'm recording here in her office. Now, n over 3. Okay, this is the fraction line. Fraction line means division. So you divide it by 3 both sides. To undo division, you must multiply by 3. So here you go. I'm going to go ahead and use the red marker here. So multiply by 3 times by 3. Okay? So now look, this 3 and this 3 cancel each other out. Only one is remaining, so it's just going to be n by itself. Okay, equals minus 5 times 3 again. Let's bring our sleepy man. Minus times the plus is a minus. So our answer is going to be negative 5 times 3 is 15. The answer is negative 15. All right, now question number 8. We get into some good stuff right now. Again, I'll do the table. You don't have to do the table. I'll do one anyways. I'm using a different color this time. I keep being inconsistent with colors. Do and undo. So what happens to n? Look at that. There's a multiplication sign. 16 is multiplied by n. So you put times 16. Guess how you undo it? Divide by 16. Okay, so how do you divide? Simply put, I'll put a line through it and go ahead. Divide both sides by the same number. Divide them both by 16. These two are gone. So you're looking at negative 48 divided by 16. Okay, keep the equal sign right below the equal sign and drop it down. N is by itself. And since negative or a positive, it's going to be a negative. And 16, how many times is 16 going to 48? 3 times. So I'm going to put n equals negative 3. Next two questions are word problems. Number 9 is about Perry and Jessica. Jessica ran 16 miles less than Perry, and she ran a total of 5 miles. So how many miles did Perry run? A lot of people did this. They put 16 minus 5 and got 11. Or some people got this, 5 minus 16, or 5 minus 16 and they got negative 11. And people put negative 11 miles. Well, if you think about it, you cannot run a negative 11 miles. That is not okay. You can't have a negative distance, okay? Unless you go into calculus. Now, 16 minus 5, what does that mean? Then it means that, I don't even know what that means. We know that Jessica ran 16 miles less than Perry. So it's got to be something minus 16. Okay? So you can just say P stands for Perry, minus 16. Okay? 16 miles less than Perry is Jessica's run. And she ran how much? 5. Well, that's a good equation to set up. So one of the ways you can do it is you can add 16 to both sides, okay? Just like we did in do-undo table. Kill that off, and you get P equals 5 plus 16, 21 miles. You can do it this way. That's one of the ways. We're going to do plenty of more problems like that in the future. And I'll show you more ways of doing those. But one of the ways is this one. If you got 21 by using another method, you're probably correct. Question number 10. Mark and 8 of his friends went out to eat, and they decided to split the bill evenly. Each person paid each person paid $15. What is the total bill? So the answer here is Mark and 8 of his friends. So Mark and 8 of his friends. Well, we don't know their names, so we can just randomly call them different names. But you know that Mark plus 8. How many people total? 9 people. If it's 9 people and each person pays $15, the answer simply is 9 times 15 equals 135. A very common, so the answer is $135. A very common answer was $120. How did people get 120? They put 8 times 15 equals 120. What about Mark? Mark is not included there, so this is not a good answer. So $135 is okay. All right.